Everybody, welcome to Liberty and EDC. I'm your host, Daniel Norman, and we are here with Dane Wadle, who's running for the Georgetown Public Utility District. And is that split into divisions, or is it just one district for that?
We're all at large.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So.
All right. And you're currently the incumbent there too, correct?
I'm one of the incumbents. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, on the board, running for a second term.
Okay. So tell us who's Dane first. Like who's Dane Wadle, just as a person?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, I'm a family man. I have a wife and two young sons. We've lived up on the Divide since 2013. So just raising a family up in the Gold Country, and kids go to school up there, and so I got involved in the community in various ways over the past 7 years. Obviously, as a board member for Georgetown Divide PUD, I've been on the board for 4 years. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, I was on the district's volunteer finance committee for 2 years before that. So I've been involved in the district for the past 6 years in one way or another. So professionally, I'm a field coordinator with the California Special Districts Association. So I work with a lot of water districts, fire districts throughout the Gold Country region on helping them in various capacities.
So what are some of those various capacities?
Sure. Yeah. So the CSDA, that's the acronym for my employer, they do legislative advocacy for special districts down in the state capitol. Mm-hmm. And then we also do a number of like education programs, training resources, and kind of best practices for special districts to run their operations and provide services, of course, to their community.
Wow. So how does that help you in your job doing the board position?
Right. Yeah. It actually, because I'm very in tune with a lot of the issues that affect water districts, again, throughout the Gold Country, and a lot of them are similar issues that are faced by a number of different districts, in terms of aging infrastructure that needs to be repaired and maintained to keep providing reliable service to their a small customer base in a rural setting.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you see the position of a board member over that public utility district? What's kind of your, I guess not so much day to day, but what are your bigger responsibilities there?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the biggest responsibility of a board member, particularly for our district, is to protect the reliability of the service for our customers. And so that means basically, proactively maintaining and repairing the infrastructure that we have that basically delivers water from our reservoir, which in our case is Stumpy Meadows, to someone's, home. Really. Yeah. So that's, again, maintaining the pipes and the ditches and the treatment plants and everything else that we have. So that way when people, they can count on the service when they turn the tap on or have water, they have raw water coming to their property, that it's going to be there for them.
Yeah. How has the King Fire affected Stumpy Meadows water supply for you guys?
Yeah, it actually has not been, it's been okay. We were worried about it. That happened in 2014. I was on the board at that time. But my understanding, though, talking with our staff, is that it wasn't actually a significant impact on us in terms of changing the capacity of Stumpy or the water that's available to the customers.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So
as you've been a board member there, what's some of the things that you're proud of, or accomplishments that you've done? Sure.
Well, I think there are a few things. First, I talked about the infrastructure maintenance and the repairs and being proactive in that arena. And the district certainly has over the past 4 years. And we've done repairs and maintenance work on some of that infrastructure across the Divide to enhance the reliability of the service to our customers. A lot of that work had been kind of deferred and then not been kind of kept up on, in the past, and we've started to change that. Obviously, that type of work, you need money to do it, right? And the community, we made a case to the community for some, basically additional resources to put into that, put into the system, really. And they agreed. And so we've been working very collaboratively as a district with the community to do that sort of work. Obviously, with any sort of local government and a small local government, I mean, the transparency, public outreach, I think is vital to ensuring that individuals know what's going on at the district that they ultimately own and, of course, pay for. Yeah. So we've done a lot more work in terms of that outreach, in terms of our transparency with our budgets and our audits and our financial reports and all that information that the community deserves to know is, much more available, like on our website and information that we put out. So,
So would you say you feel like you guys have been doing a good job of being transparent with the Georgetown community up there?
I think so. I mean, I think like, there's always things that we can do better. And that's one of the reasons I'm running is we've done a lot of good work. Let's keep kind of pushing the envelope and let's keep doing better for the community. But to your question specifically, I believe that we have been putting out a lot more information and the community is more aware of what we're doing and what our situation is.
That's great.
Yeah.
And now you were talking about, you're running because you want to see, stuff get even better. What
Sure.
are some of those things that you think you can continue to improve on?
I mean, like I said, I think it's the outreach definitely. I mean, is something that we need to enhance even further. Whether it's maybe like a community newsletter or just more interaction or an engagement from staff and kind of putting out information that the district's doing. Because I understand people have their lives and they're not focused on their water district, and so it's incumbent upon us as a district to really be proactive and put more information out and be seen in the community so people start identifying us and or ask us questions about that. So that's certainly the main thing on the transparency and the outreach side. But then, as I said as well too, I mean, there's a significant needs remaining in terms of that infrastructure maintenance that I've talked about, and continuing that work so that again it protects that the reliability of the service into the future is really one of the things. Those are the two main reasons that I'm running and kind of my priorities going forward, if you will, over 4 years.
Yeah, that's great. Now let me ask you: is there other board positions that are also coming up in this election as well, or just your seat?
So there's 2 seats.
2 seats,
Yeah,
okay.
that are available. Yeah.
Okay. And how many seats are total on the board?
It's a 5-member board.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 seats.
Okay, so two seats are coming up here.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
great.
Yeah.
And then, what made you want to, do this position in the first place?
Sure. Well, like I said, I moved up to the Divide and Cool specifically in 2013. And at the time, I had a different job. I was working as a financial analyst with the Placer County Water Agency over in Auburn, in my real day job, right? So again, I was working for a water district, a local water district, and doing budgets and audits and all these things that I talked about. And there was a district had like a community meeting where I live, and some of the staff had come out and they were talking about some various projects and just the district in general. And I went to it, had a free night. I think my kids and wife were doing something, so I had a free night, and I went down to hear a water district presentation. But so I went down there and then asked a couple questions and then talked a little bit with the staff afterwards about what, with my background, what I was doing at the time working for the district. And then someone kind of said, well, you would be great to serve on our volunteer finance committee. And, I have a kind of the community service in my bones, if you will. I've come from a family of teachers. My father was on a school board back when I was, a child. So kind of having that opportunity to get engaged in my community in some capacity was interesting to me, and again, it obviously pertained to what I was doing at the time with the water district. So I volunteered for the finance committee, did that for a couple of years, and then there was an open board seat in 2016. And again, it's kind of, well, I never thought of myself as being a politician or going with that route. But
So this is your first time doing a political position.
exactly, yeah. So from this 4-year term, so I obviously kind of threw my hat in the ring, as it were, and the community elected me, and I really like the the community aspect of it and a lot of the good work that we've been able to do with the district and for the community, and obviously hope to continue that.
Yeah. Was there anything that you saw when you were going into that board position that you were like, oh, we definitely need to change this, that you got to change in your time there?
I think it's again, going back to my point about the infrastructure work. So a real kind of most salient example I can give is there's a treatment plant that provides service to most of Cool, a little bit of Greenwood, and Pilot Hill. And basically that we needed to build a new treatment plant. The process had been started with the previous board, and I certainly wanted to see that project, completed, because it's going to be a community asset long past my tenure on the board. Next 30, 40 years, that'll be providing water to the community. And so that was one of the big things that, I just wanted to be a part of that process as the district was moving it forward, and being a part of the, kind of the oversight role as the board, and getting that done. And we did last last year in 2019. We completed it. It's providing service to the community, and it's a great asset. And it's just one of those accomplishments. You can kind of drive by and look. Maybe I had a small part in helping get that done.
Yeah, that's great. So of all those people in those areas, they like their water's now coming from that plant.
Exactly.
Great.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right. So.
And then what's your why for why you want to continue to do this?
Like I said, I think it's really just about the district has been doing a lot of good things from my point of view. The momentum is, we kind of, turned the organization into doing a lot of this proactive maintenance, doing a lot of good work in terms of our outreach, and being like a community leader as well. So, for instance, the district helped sponsor an event just literally a couple weeks back on the Divide that it was a fundraiser to provide for some needy families, in the community and whatnot. And the district helped sponsor that, and we had we did this ducky ditch race, as it's called, and we put a bunch of rubber duckies down one of our ditches, and there was a race. And people could buy their ducks and enter into the contest, and then a portion of the proceeds, most of the proceeds, of course, went to this food bank, essentially.
Oh, that's
so
great.
we were a part of that. And I went out there and brought my kids, and it was just a real nice morning, and knowing that the district can be a big part of that community to help the broader, not just our customers, but the broader populace of the Divide is really something that I enjoy. And, as I said, aside from the important work that the district's doing too, but also just being a part of the community, being a leader up there, and that's, really why I'm in it.
That's great. So just that satisfaction, getting to help the community.
Yeah, right. I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's certainly about providing, reliable service, and being transparent and having good finances. But as I said, I think to me, it's much more of a broader, how can we as a local government be a part of the community and help out our partners, our partner districts, fire districts, recreation districts, and of course, as I said, this this fundraiser that's important to the Divide.
Yeah. Actually, remind me too. What type of recreation water areas do you guys have up there?
So I mean, Stumpy Meadows, right, is our water source, but it's also our recreation lake for the community. So it was with the recent fire that was up there, the Fork Fire. It unfortunately was kind of shut down a little bit.
Oh, right,
and towards the end of the season too, with the water being lower, it's we've kind of had to stop it. But in your normal summer, right? I mean there's all kinds of individuals up enjoying the lake, and obviously a campground up there too. That's a part of it, and I of course take my family up there, and we're hiking around there and enjoying the lake.
That's great. Anything else you want to add before we get to the end here?
I just, as I said, the district has been doing a lot of good things over the past 4 years, and doesn't mean we still have a ways to go. I mean, there's certainly more work to do, and we can keep doing better. And I think that we will continue to do better, and I think I can continue to be a part of that good work to enhance the reliability of the service, enhancing the outreach from the district to the community, and ensuring that we have a good financial structure and our fiscal house is in order for the community. That's going to benefit us into the future. The work that we do today will benefit the community going forward. And so that's what's important to me, and again, I think I can be a part of that and contribute to it with our staff and our other board members, and of course the community's leadership to make GDPUD really something in the community.
That's awesome. Let me ask you one more question. Is there any current projects that is kind of in the middle that you guys are working on as a board?
I think one of the main things we are rebuilding. We need to rebuild a filter up at the Walton Lake Treatment Plant, which is kind of our first treatment plant up country above Georgetown. And it's again one of those things that just is old infrastructure that needs to be repaired. So we recently approved a contract to do that work, and that again is just going to provide the reliability of the service, but also just good water quality to the customers. It's the type of just basic but critical work that a small water district like us should be doing.
That's great. So if someone wants to learn more about you or your campaign, where can they go?
Sure. So I have a campaign Facebook page, which is Dane Wadle for GDPUD Board of Directors. And so I have, of course, a host of information on that Facebook page. I created a blog earlier this year for individuals to read. This is obviously when I was on the board. Currently, I've been kind of writing about district issues and district board meetings and recaps and kind of explaining some of my votes. And that's at gtdivide.com.
Okay.
And then, of course, everyone can always call me on my cell phone, too. I'm a public official, so my information is out there, and my cell phone is 916-947-6432.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Dane.
Thank
we
you.
Really appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity, Daniel.
Yeah. So this has been Dane Wadle, and he's running for the board, or is it Board of Directors?
Board of Directors, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, for the Georgetown Public Utility up there. And this has been Liberty in EDC. And you can catch us on Comcast Channel 7 up here, and also on YouTube at youtube.com/Foothill7TV. And we'll see you guys next time.
Hi, my name is Jeff Gutierrez, one of the owners of True Value Hardware on Missouri Flat Road. My parents are the original owners and bought the store 36 years ago. I grew up in the business and had my first day at 12 years old. The first customer I went up and asked for help, he said, "Yeah, go get someone older." I still get that response today, but now it's a compliment. Stihl and John Deere are rated the best in their respective industries. And here at True Value, we have the benefit of carrying and being the local dealers for both of those products. I've always looked at being a salesman as you got to love what you sell. If you love what you sell, it's not gonna feel like it's a job. You're just getting the right equipment for the customer. The great thing about our store is you can do everything through the store here. We have a repair shop, we have rentals. If you don't know how to use it, we go over everything when you rent the product. I myself am a new homeowner, so I am getting an idea of everything that I need for home renovations. Everybody's got a different job, and we want to be a part of that job and help them through that job. It's very important for us to have a happy staff. Our staff is an extension of us. We support a lot of families through this business, and that's what I love. I love it when a customer comes in and says, "Hey Jeff, I need this," or "Hey Brian, I need this." It kind of warms my heart to know that our store has such a footprint in the community. We try to support our community in many different ways, and one of those ways is through donations. We definitely help out all of the local schools. We support Relay for Life, local youth sports, Eagle Scouts, Toys for Tots, many different organizations. It's important for us to be a part of the community and to really make an impact in people's lives.